Hi guys, welcome to Subpar Stitches. My name is Hillary and this is my Flosstube channel. So this one is going to be a little bit quicker probably. I always say that and then it never is. But I spent a lot of last week preparing to go and then going and then traveling back from the Polish and Beauty Expo. So I didn't have as much stitching time, but I do have a couple of finishes and my regular whips to show you guys. So if you're into that, stay tuned because that's what we're doing. My voice is a little bit shot still from being there. I actually worked a booth at the expo this year. It's just, if you don't know what it is, it's like a big nail polish, indie nail polish expo. Lots of indie makers get together and sell their polishes, and I'm a big nail polish freak. I have close to 3,000 nail polishes, and that's after getting rid of like 1,000, whatever, it's fine. But I love nail polish, so that's what I spent all my money on until I got super into cross stitch, and now it's like both of these hobbies are warring for each other. But if my voice sounds a little whacked out, it's because of the convention. So let's hop right into FOs, or finished objects. And the first one I have to show you is the Colors of Summer, which I stitched on a 40 count avocado even weave by Bestitch Me. And I used all the called for DMCs, although I did change up a couple things about this pattern. And I'll point out the specific ones here when I show it to you. But here is the finished piece. I need to iron it and then I'll post it on my Instagram. So I finished both spring and summer now, which means I just have fall and winter left. And what can I say about this? I like these patterns a lot. I think they're really fun, but they can be a little tedious, especially when you have like single color blocks where, I mean, they're 18 by 18. So it's a lot of just one, what is it, like 324 or something stitches? That's a lot of like a single color. So for the ones that I changed, oh, and this pattern is by Stitch Rovia, by the way. The ones that I changed, first of all, so I changed this one, Sweet Tea. I left the color the same, but this is like classic British Colors of Summer, so I'm not British. And the square was called Clotted Cream Fudge, which to me, fudge is like a winter thing. I would never like think like, oh, summer, fudge. Like that just seems so sickly sweet for the heat. So I changed it to Sweet Tea. And then this one I changed completely to Starry Nights, and I put a little constellation there because that's one of my favorite things about summer. It was a purple and it said blackcurrant squash. On this line right here, I left the color, but it was originally called Bucket and Spade, and I would say Shovel and Pail, so I just recharted that. This one where I put the fireworks, because to me fireworks are like a summer thing, this one was Pebble Beach, and actually I took the fireworks from a different pattern. I think it was on the winter pattern, but to me like fireworks are not really associated with winter. They're associated with the summer because of like 4th of July and stuff. I changed the Bomb Pop, like the colors and stuff. Theirs was like red, orange, yellow, and it said Rocket Lolly, and I'm assuming it's just their like equivalent of that style of popsicle. And then this one is Corn on the Cob. I did that one myself because it was Breton stripes. Don't know what that is. Just looks like stripes. That's fine. And then the last one I changed, this one's probably my favorite one. It was Raspberry Ripple, and I made a s'more because literally the greatest thing about summer to me is s'mores and s'mores flavored things. So the second one is done. I've started the other two, but they will be up in my rotation later, and then I will fully finish them all together into an interchangeable display. But I think it looks pretty good. My only regret, but I'm not doing anything about it, is the fireworks color palette. I should have not used the exact same color palette from the winter one. I should have used the pattern and then taken like colors from this, but I didn't think about it until after I'd already stitched it. So it is like a little bit slightly darker, but I don't think anyone would say anything. And if they did, well, that's just rude. And then my second finish was one of my smalls that I take to work, and it is the one that I was holding up in the thumbnail. This is, I am doing my Mediumest, and this is by Plastic Little Covers on 18 count white DMC using the called for DMC. I think what I want to do, if I have enough margin, is do like a little hoop finish and hang it in my cubicle, because this is definitely the vibe that I bring to the workplace. But I realized the other day that I spend like 40 plus hours a week in my cubicle, and I don't like decorate it or anything. And I was just like, I should revamp this. So I went on Amazon and I made like a little wish list of all the stuff that I want to get for my cubicle. And once I have a little extra money that I didn't spend all on nail polish, I will start remodeling. But Plastic Little Covers, I have another pattern by them that it says like going into a spiral, anybody want anything, or something along those lines. I just really like this like silly message with like this very traditional kind of like cross stitch florals. I just find it really funny. So that was a quick and easy one to finish as well. I did not have any new starts, so we're gonna breeze right past that and go into my whips. And the first whip, I'll start with my large one. And this is the one that I work on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays after work. And this is my Nostalgic Tarot in this wonderful Lisa Frank bag. This is physically the largest project I have. Not the largest stitch count wise, although it is close, but physically it's quite big. And I think I finished a card since the last time you guys saw this. So I do need to post that on Instagram as well. But I had finished the priestess here, the cat, and I gotta tell you guys, I am so proud of the French knots in the eyes. I feel like I did such a good job on those to, you know, definitely toot my own horn. This one had the French knots in the eyes, and then the eye of the mouse is a French knot, and then it had quite a bit of like back stitching in the wings, and then this little like star in her staff. And I was glad to finish this one because, like I said, it's not my most favorite card, but once I pulled off those French knots, I was like, okay, I actually love this card. So, because a lot of times my French knots, I'll do like the first one really well, and then every single one following is like super inconsistent and wonky. And these were like super consistent, and I think it's because I took it pretty slowly as I was working on it, and I was like, oh, so if you do things with purpose and take your time, they might actually turn out better. So that led me to start the next card, which is card number 3, but like the 4th on the whole thing here. It's kind of hard. It looks pretty good, looking pretty good. But we're on card number 3, which you can see the ghost of the word Empress down here. And I am not gonna lie to you. I just didn't feel like it right now. Monday, we got back from Polish and Beauty Expo, and I tweaked my back so badly from sleeping on a bed that's too soft because I'm 33 years old and I am aged. I'm dying. So on Monday when we got back, you know, I wasn't working, but I was just like, oh, my back hurts so bad. I can't really, like, it just wasn't feeling good. And then Tuesday, I think Tuesday was when I really put in like this whole like top part, which this whole top part is I think close to 500 stitches, and there's like a lot of shading in there, and you can't really tell, but you can, I guess. And then yesterday I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish the bottom part so that next week I can immediately start in the card. Well, I got about 200 and some stitches in, and then I was like, I want to go play video games. And then one of my friends tried to harass me to play Pal World with him, and then my computer would not load it, and then I went to bed. But that is where I'm at. I've got 18 cards left after this. So this one's going to be on the hoop for a while, but it'll be cool to have, even though the first row is way shorter than the other two, or with the other 3 rows, it'll be nice to have it done. I don't know why I'm folding this up because I need to iron it and take pictures of that last one. Next up is my medium project, which I have this project keeper that was made for me by Erin and Amity of the Hathaway Stitchers. I have 2 projects in here. So we're talking about the coleslaw side today. This is my current medium project, which I work on mediums on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And because I had finished Mediumest a little bit early in the week, I was like, instead of jumping directly into my next small, I'll just start it next week, which I did. And I was like, I'll bring my medium project to work on Friday because I knew that I was going to be going to Polish and Beauty Expo and I didn't know how much time I was going to have to stitch. Spoiler alert, got 12 stitches in the entire time. I'm not even kidding. 11 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, just to say that I did something. But this is Squirrels of Sumatra by Ink Circles. I am stitching this on a 32 count Golden Hour Even Weave by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. And I'm also using Hand Dyed by Rolanda floss in the colorway Black Rose. And, oh, there's a thread and a needle hanging out of the back of it. But here is where I got to. So I've extended the borders all the way to the left-hand side, right? The right-hand side? Right-hand side. Oh my gosh. I've extended the border all the way across the top and the side so that I would like know just where the end point was. But basically what I worked on was on this side. So I did this guy right here, this bird. See, he's like kind of like a detached peacock almost. Like it's like the bird and then it's almost like this is like a separate motif, but it almost looks like his tail. And then I think I did all of this. Pretty good. In this big center portion, underneath this like scalloped piece right here, there's 2 really big squirrels. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do everything but the squirrels. And then I'm going to do them last. I don't know why. That's just what I want to do. But I love the color of this fabric. I love yellows. And so this fabric really called to me when I was at Stitch North a couple years ago. And so I picked this up and then I was immediately like, well, this floss suits it really well. And then I was like, well, now I got to find a pattern to force on this. And so that's where I came up with this pattern. So, and I'm enjoying it quite a lot. And I like the variegation of this floss. I think it's really fun. And I don't know, I love ink circles. I love me and ink circles. So there's really not much excess on this piece. So I guess I'm like so frugal with fabric. I'm like, I can use every piece of it. But I think this is one where I'm just going to have to cut my losses and not cut it because like, even if I give it like a couple inch margin, like that leaves me with like this much left. There's no point, but it's hard. It is so hard to not feel like, oh, I could use, like, I got to use every piece of the animal. I got to use every piece of the fabric, you know? But I'm looking forward to getting some good time with this weekend. I have plans on Saturday and Sunday, but hear me out. The plans on Saturday are to go to a cafe with my friend, and she's learning embroidery. And so we just go with our crafts. We did this last month and decided, or I decided for us, I said, we're going to make this a monthly thing. Okay. We're going to do that because I need social interaction. You need social interaction. We need social interaction together. So I was like, let's just make this like a monthly thing, just 1 weekend a month, like low level commitment. Saturday or Sunday doesn't matter. And so this Saturday, she and I are going to a boba cafe that we've never been to. And we're going to work on, and this one's, because it's monochromatic, it's pretty easy, even though it's bigger, to carry around with me. So I think this is what I'm going to take with me on Saturday. And then on Sunday, it's like a low effort hangout. We're just going to, me and one of my nail polish friends are going to kind of show each other what we got at the expo. So maybe do some trades. And then of course we have the small, which is the project that I bring to work with me Monday through Friday. So anytime I have spare time at work, which is most of the afternoon typically, unless like something like a bomb goes off in the office, I work on my small and on my lunch too. So I'm doing 2 horses by the Primitive Needle, right? Yeah, the primitive needle. And I'm stitching this on an 18 count Ada, which I named Cool Gingerbread, and I named it that because I dyed it myself. And I don't know what I was thinking when I dyed this fabric, but I dyed it and then I was like, oh, this is ugly. I hate it. But I kept it because, again, gotta use every piece of fabric I have. I can't, fabric's so expensive. I don't know why. Like patterns, spend $1 bajillion on. Floss, I don't care. I'll pay for it. With fabric, I'm like so choosy because I just am like, it's so expensive and I don't know why. But good news about this one. So here's where we are right now after today. I had thought that I had made like some kind of stupid error in the first stupid horse. And I thought I had like extended him one too wide, which was like gonna throw off some of the pattern. And it turned out I had just added an extra row like right there in the branch. And I noticed that this time when I pulled it out and I was able to just rip out like 10 stitches to fix it, as I was ripping out those 10 stitches, found 2 more errors. Luckily they were one singular stitch. So the tail, I originally didn't have this stitch like coming in here. Oh, so the tail, I didn't originally have this little stitch coming in. It was just going straight down. And so I fixed that. And then the green of this grass extended one too long. So I just had to pull one stitch out. So looking pretty good. I just have, there's some like big flowers around here and I have to fill in this apple thing. I feel like you can tell better on camera, but these are like, these 2 reds are different. But in real life, I mean, I guess I can tell because I know, but like when I'm stitching it, I'm just like, is that different? But yeah, I just have to fill in that apple. And then there's like a big flower that extends down here. And then the horse. So I'm going to do all like the more fiddly flower stuff. And then I'm going to do the second dumb horse. And I love it. I never thought I would want to stitch anything primitive. Because when I would like think of primitive, I guess to me, like the word association is like old fashioned. But there's a lot of weird primitive stuff. And I have another one I bought at the same time. What is it called? It's called Flathead's Embrace, and they're these like 2 really stupid looking angels. And I say that with all the love and respect to the designer. Like I know like a lot of people take the word stupid and they think like I'm being negative. Like no, I mean stupid in the most like lovable, adorable, goofy way. Just like this dumb guy right here. I love it. I just am, I keep an eye out sometimes. Like I'll go and check their website. I think I signed up for their newsletter because like not everything is for me from them. Like I know that it's like the daughter is re-releasing her mother's patterns because I believe her mother passed away several years ago. But like some of the stuff is like primitive in like the old fashioned or like kind of antique-y looking way that I associate that word with. And then sometimes you get this little gem. His like, why is his eye so buggy? He's so funny. I started this when Amity from Boomerang Stitches / the Hathaway Stitchers and Tara from Wilda Woman Crafts, they started a horse pattern. It was like Purple Transport. They started that together on like National Horse Day last year. And I wanted to join too, but I didn't have that pattern or like a good fabric for that pattern. And so I was like, let me do these dummy horses. And now I do have that pattern because Tara gave me that pattern. So I will be doing that at some point in the future. But there's really not that much. Tomorrow I'm going to crank out as much as I can while I'm at work. And then that'll probably put me in a position to finish it next week, either Monday or Tuesday. So that's exciting. And then the last whip I have is one that I've been working on every Thursday since the first day of spring, which the first day of spring didn't fall on a Thursday, but I started on the first day of spring and then worked on it every Thursday since. And then I finished the spring quadrant. This is Sprouting Lupine's Nature's Journey Sal. And this was in the Just Cross Stitch magazine over 4 quarters. It was a sal. Last year I wanted to do it, but just couldn't fit it into my crafting regimented schedule. So this year I decided to start it and I'm going to finish it in like kind of the sal way, but it's just me doing it. I didn't really like make a hashtag or be like, hey, let's all do this together. But I'm stitching this on a 36 count. Yeah, 36 count cold foam even weave by Bestitch Me. It's one of my favorite neutral fabrics because it's just so pretty. And I'm working in the summer quadrant. I'm filming this on a Thursday, so after I'm done filming this and my other video for my nail polish channel, I will be working on this until I go to bed. But I finished all of these leaves up here. I finished the inside of this. There's still like a branch that needs to come down. I put in the other half of this flower, and then I came down and I started the moth just because there were like, I used like 3 different greens in the stitching session that I did for this, and all 3 of them I was like on their last legs as far as what I had on the bobbin. So I was like, let me just use up the rest, and then I need to go buy some. So I feel like stitching today is going to be a little bit complicated because those greens are like very heavily used. It's like 703, 704, and 705 or something like that. And I just have none left. So probably this weekend when I'm out, I will have to pick up some more, but there are other colors in this. It just looks like all I've done is green, because pretty much aside from the pink and like finishing the brown branch, that is pretty much all I've done is greens. But it's looking so good. It's such a like good, very seamless transition into each other as a pattern. She's very, very good at that. And I think, I can't remember if I'm like a third of the way done with this quadrant, but basically I got to stitch around 350 or 400 stitches per week in order to get it done in time for the next season to start. So those are all of my whips, but I do have plans and then a brief reading, watching, playing, if you guys are interested. So as far as my plans go, I believe this weekend, one evening, my like stitching friend group from like online that we always go to retreats and stuff together, I think we're planning on doing like a group Jimothy start. If you guys don't know who Jimothy is, he's this raccoon that like his spine is like shortened or fused together, and he's been gaining some extreme popularity on the internet. Very cute little goblin looking raccoon. And a ton of people have been putting out patterns and things like that. And there's a witchy stitcher version, and I think there was like a Mama Witch cross stitch version that was like a lot smaller, but I will probably do the witchy stitcher version. And there's 2 versions. So there's one that says Jimothy and like super like metal band writing at the top. And then there's one where he's just like sniffing a little flower in the grass. I think I'm just going to combine them both and do it like that. But it's Thursday. We still haven't hammered down a date or time. So I don't know what's going on with that. But that's one plan. And then I told you guys last time that I was going to do the Evergreen Sal by Sprouting Lupine. And that starts on the 30th. And I dug through my fabric, and I think I've settled on my fabric. And this is a 32 count Swamp Linen by Picture This Plus. It's like this greeny brown modeling. I had like a more solid green piece, but it was like a lighter green. And I think that some of the bright greens, or like the brighter greens in the pattern, will kind of ghost on it. And also, I bought this one when I was in Las Vegas at Stitcher's Paradise, and as soon as I picked it up, I was like, I can't wait to stitch something on it. So it's just, I think it's going to be a good one. And can you tell? I really love the color green. I think it's going to be a good one. When the first drop happens on the 30th, I will just make a final assessment, make sure that I like this fabric with like the colors and like the way it looks stitched up. But I am pretty sure this is going to be my final choice. And then next week, like I said, Monday or Tuesday, I'll probably finish 2 horses. So then my next small after that is Bathroom by Stitchy Princess. And that only has like 1,000-ish stitches left on it. It's a pretty small pattern. So I'll probably finish that too by the next time you guys see me. God willing, right? Like in case something crazy happens. And then my small after that is Harvest Season Cucumbers by Owl Forest. So I have a feeling that will be my current whip in rotation in 2 weeks when I film again. So those are all of my plans. And then I just have a quick reading, watching, playing. So as far as reading goes, I read On the Way to the Wedding by Julia Quinn. This is like the last of the mainline Bridgerton series books. I really like this one. I thought it was really fun. Like my friend Tara, she said it was like, she's like, I don't really remember much, but I just remember it being the most chaotic one. And truly it was. Like, it was, I keep wanting to call him Gregor, but like, it's Gregory. He falls in love with this girl, but like, it's like he falls in love with her best friend, in love with her best friend first. And then the best friend's like, actually, I'm taken. And he's like, oh, okay, well then I'm in love with you now. Second best, I guess. And then she's actually like betrothed to some other guy, but the guy's gay, and like it's like a whole thing. And then he does the whole like, wait, don't marry him kind of thing. There's a gun. Somebody almost gets shot. Somebody does get shot. Craziest of the Bridgerton books. Then I was like, cool, I finished a series. It's an 8-book series. I haven't read a series since I was a child because I don't have the attention span or time for that anymore. I was like, thank God I finished it. Wow. Proud of myself. I enjoyed it all. Then I found out there's a novella, and then there's like a 3-book series that's like pre-Bridgertons, but near the Bridgertons, and the Bridgertons are in it. And I was like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I've read them all. So I am partway through another series that I would like to finish, which is the like Dublin Murder Squad books. I think I have like 1 or 2 left of those. And those, like the Bridgerton books, I feel like they were pretty much like on like the same level of like, I liked all of them pretty much equally. Like there's some that are like a little bit more, but like there was not a single one where I was like, oh, the first one wasn't as good, but I didn't like that because there's a little bit of essay kind of vibes in there that I did not love. But the rest of the books I did like. As far as the Dublin Murder Squad series, I feel like the first one was like up here, and then every book has just been getting kind of worse since. So I don't know. I'm committed to finishing it though. And then I might start Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I don't know. Seems kind of cringe, but who isn't these days? I love being cringe. So I don't know. I'll read the first one, see if I want to continue. But it's like 8 or 9 books, right? Like it's just say all you need to say to one book. I'm kidding. I mean, I get the appeal of a series. I just struggle to maintain with them. Didn't really watch anything of note. I haven't really watched any movies. I've just been watching a lot of YouTube, and Forensic Files, old Forensic Files. I blame Michaela of Cinematic Stitches because she sent me a link to this pattern that was like talking about Forensic Files, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't watched that in so long. Usually it's like I watch it in a hotel room. That's literally like hotel room viewing. But I found out they have it all on like Amazon Prime, and I was like, all right, I'll watch some Forensic Files. So I've been doing a lot of that. And then as far as playing, Scritchy Scratchy, that lottery ticket game, I beat the game, but I'm trying to 100% it. I got like 3 achievements left. I was playing it last night, and then my stupid friend, Trevor, he's like, get on the voice chat in Discord right now. And I was like, I don't want to, but okay. And so then I did, and he just started like making fun of me because I was playing a lottery ticket game. He's like, why are you playing that and not playing Pal World with me? And I'm like, because this game is great, okay? He doesn't understand the types of games I like. So I'm really, really close. And then the librarian game, it's getting less stressful and easier as I play because you can unlock these spells that like collect some of the books and reorder them. So now I'm starting to see why people like find it a little bit more cozy. But at first, let me tell you, I was cortisol through the roof. I was stressed. Still haven't beaten it. I just haven't had time because I've been too busy playing the lottery ticket game. But I will, once I 100% Scritchy Scratchy, I will be going back to librarian. And I think I'm going to hop back on Stardew Valley. I struggle with Stardew Valley because I love it so much that I lose time while playing it. So I try to like not play it because I know I'll never see the sun again. But I'm back in my little gamer girl era, so I really kind of want to play that. And I have Katamari for the PC, so I might try to 100% that as well. And then once I do that, I'll buy another game. I'll buy a new game. There's lots of games out there that are for people like me who like doing tedious tasks virtually. So that is going to be it from me. I will see you guys again in 2 weeks, where hopefully I will have some really good progress and some fun finishes to show you. I hope you guys enjoy your stitching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.